Hello everyone, this is Mike, and I want to do a review of three. I think there's just three. I think there's just going to be three press conferences from um, from Gamescom. I'm also going to be talking about Call of Duty multiplayer for a little bit as well. In fact, I'll probably start with that since I watched it first. And little disclaimer: before I get started, I need to let you guys know that later on in this video, I will be spoiling completely PT, which is the playable teaser that you can download and experience on PlayStation 4. I did a spoiler-free review of it if you want to check it out, but I will be revealing all of its secrets in this video, and I will let you guys know that when that happens. So here's how you'll know. When I wear these bunny ears, while I'm wearing the bunny ears, I will be talking about PT. I will be spoiling PT, okay? While I'm wearing these bunny ears. So when you see these ears, hit the mute button, and when I take the bunny ears off, unmute it, because that means the spoilers will be over. I'll also have information in the description letting you know when I will be and how long the bunny ears will be on my head. Anyways, let's get started. The first things first is the multiplayer review for Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, and this is no surprise to me. They are copying Titanfall. They are shamelessly copying Titanfall, and that's not a bad thing. In fact, I think it's a really good thing. I think it's awesome to see that Vincent Pella is still influencing his old franchise, even though he's not involved in it anymore. So there we go. It looks like it's going to be even faster paced now. This could be where multiplayer is going. Once you play Titanfall, Call of Duty traditionally seems slow paced compared to it, and Call of Duty's always been about the fast pace, and you don't want Titanfall to be faster than you. So yeah, and also the thing that really blew my mind was the tsunami in one of the maps. I mean, that's like single player epicness right there, and they managed to put it in multiplayer. So once again, Call of Duty manages to keep itself from being completely irrelevant. Ghost didn't help, but it looks like Advanced Warfare could be the next Black Ops 2. So we'll see. Anyways, as far as single player is concerned, still not that interested in that. But then again, I don't know. Most people play Call of Duty for multiplayer anyway. So let's go to the Microsoft press conference, and I can't remember the name of this game completely. But the thing that I love the most about the Microsoft press conference was something called Scream something. I don't know if it's Scream Ride or I don't know the name of it, but it's basically you create roller coasters and people can fall off and crash. That looks fun to me. That's the game that's something that excited me the most in Microsoft press conference. I was like, wow, because I've always wanted to play something like Roller Coaster Tycoon, but that's been exclusive to PC. So the fact that this is coming out looks like a lot of fun to me because I love theme parks and stuff like that. So yeah, most excited about that as far as Microsoft is concerned. They also showed Quantum Break. We finally saw extended gameplay of that, and it is, for the most part, from what I've seen, traditional third-person shooter. Sometimes it's stop and pop, sometimes it's run and gun, but the cool thing are the effects where you can stop time or manipulate it. Those parts were pretty cool, but I still want to see more. Now, I trust Remedy because Remedy has a great track record with Max Payne 1 and 2 and with Alan Wake, and the fact that they're making a TV show to coincide with this, and it's not going to be like Defiance where this is just going to be a tie-in. The TV show is going to be part of the game. So we'll have to see how that turns out, but I trust Remedy that they will do a good job and they will deliver. And so I still want to see more, but so far so good. Let's see, what else did they talk about at Microsoft? Because they talked about a lot. They had some, I think it was like Oni or something like that. It looks like an indie game, but it's being promoted as a regular game. That looks very pretty, but I'm not really into the whole 2D platformer thing as much. It's fun for nostalgic purposes, but I feel like we're beyond that now. When I go for indie games, I like to go for things that are more artistic or scary or both. Let's see what else Microsoft had. They talked about FIFA, I think, because they have some exclusive content with that. And I mean, and I'll just say one thing: sports. To quote Scottish Warrior 92, check out his channel if you haven't checked it out because he's awesome. Let's see what else. They went on. They talked a lot about Halo. And the Master Chief Collection. I am looking forward to that because I never played the first two Halo games, and Halo 2 has been out of commission for years, so it's finally back. And to have 4 Halo games on one disc is pretty awesome. Um, we saw some more. I think the upgrading graphically, they did a tremendous job on. But I'm more. I want to see some Halo 5. I think we're not going to really see that until either the VGXs or VGAs, whatever they call it this year, if they have it at all. And definitely not by then. By E3 next year, we should definitely see a lot more from Halo 5 Guardians. Let's see what else. We saw more Sunset Overdrive. I pretty much saw what I need to see. I just want to hear reviews now. Sunset Overdrive does look like it could be a lot of fun, but again, Insomniac has not been in the top of their game in a long time, so we'll have to see. Overall, I do think that Microsoft, out of between Microsoft and Sony, Microsoft did a better job of having more AAA titles. They did have a section dedicated to indies, and it showed some cool stuff there. So they do have indie support, but as far as AAA's are concerned, Microsoft is really pushing it. And also, and as far as the whole Rise of the Tomb Raider thing, it's not. It's just going to be a timed exclusive. We found out, so I can understand why PlayStation fans were initially upset, but at the same time, Microsoft needs AAA exclusives that are just on that console if they're gonna catch up to Sony as far as sales for the Xbox One. They need that. Both systems need that. I think that's something that they both need to get up on. So, yeah, it's just going to be timed, so it will eventually show up on other platforms, whether it's PC or PlayStation 4 or both. We don't know. It's probably going to be everywhere eventually, because it's Tomb Raider, and there's no way that anyone can. I don't think anybody could afford to buy off to pay enough money to make Tomb Raider exclusive to one platform forever. Let's see what else I gotta talk about. I know I forget a lot, so I'm not gonna remember a whole lot. Anything else I need to mention as far as Microsoft is concerned? Nothing I can think of right now. I'll probably think of it later. Anyways, I'm moving right along here because we're almost to the 15-minute mark. I'm gonna go ahead and go to Sony, and Sony, no surprise there, didn't really have a lot of AAA exclusives, which, most of it was pretty much indie games. Now, the thing you gotta understand, though, before you go bitching about them just having indie games and they're in trouble because, of their financial situation, which they are. The financial situation, they're not doing well, even though the PlayStation 4 is doing really well. So that could be part of why a lack of AAA exclusives right now, which would be sad because Sony had the best AAA exclusives last generation. Um, but this could be simply because, well, this is the European market, and I think they're more receptive to indies over there, and I think Sony took advantage of that. It helped set them apart, I think. So, some things I want to talk about were there's a horror game called Until Dawn, which looks like gameplay mechanic wise could be very interesting, but I can't get into horror movies where the cast is attractive. Like if they're young and attractive people, like late teens, early 20s type college age group kids, I can't relate to them. I can't relate to attractive people because let's face it, I'm ugly, I'm hideous. I can't relate to beautiful people. So when they're in danger, there's no suspense. So, and that's where they're going with this game. I'll have to see more of it, but mechanic-wise, sounds interesting, but thematically, not so much. Let's see. I'm really running out of time here. So I'm just going to go ahead and get to the spoiler part. So the thing that I think was the highlight of Sony's press conference wasn't actually in the conference at all. It was, in fact, a playable demo, a playable teaser for a game, and it turns out, spoiler alert, to be Silent Hills. They are rebooting Silent Hills, the Silent Hill franchise, and it's going to have Hideo Kojima, Guillermo del Toro, and Daryl himself from The Walking Dead. So the fact that we got to play the teaser was incredible, and the visuals were outstanding. and the atmosphere was amazing. But I felt the puzzle mechanic was just it just didn't work for that, because like I said in my review video for PT for which now Silent Hills, when I'm watching something atmospheric, I want my brain to act like a sponge. But when I'm trying to solve puzzles, my brain is more into trying to figure things out, trying to analyze stuff like that. So there are two different mindsets that don't really go together, I don't think. But the biggest flaw in that for me was the fact that at the end, there's no guarantee that the phone will ring and that you'll be able to see the reveal for Silent Hills. If the game lets you, it will. If it triggers the baby laughter. But really what they should have done was, once you found pieces of all the pieces of the picture, once you found them all, that should have been what triggers that should make the phone ring for everyone who finds every piece of the picture. Because I was watching a Let's Play after I got confused, and the Let's Play I was watching, the guy was he had found all the pieces of the picture, and he still was wandering around trying to figure out what to do, touching, zooming on everything, and he still couldn't figure that out. And it didn't work for him. It was like he just kept wandering around, and he never got the phone to ring. He never got the baby to laugh, never got the phone to ring. He found all the pieces of the picture. That phone should have rung right there. If they had done that, I think that I would have loved this teaser a lot more, because what worked exceptionally well, and this could have been one of the most amazing ideas I've seen in a long time, but because of they decided to go the random route and said, with the baby laughter before and maybe the phone might ring, that wasn't fair. So there you go. That's my review of the teaser for Silent Hills. Spoilers done. I'm going to be talking, and now one more thing I want to talk about on PlayStation is what they showed with Metal Gear Solid was extremely sexist. All it was trying to fool your enemies by showing a picture of a girl in a bikini. That was it, basically, that you use with the box. It was incredibly sexist, and that's all it was. And the thing that's problematic about that is, the Phantom Pain is supposed to be the serious Metal Gear. It's supposed to deal with serious issues and be really dark and grown up. And then you put the sexist the girl in a bikini on the box to fool your enemies with, and really? It just seems out of place for this. Anyways, now to EA. EA didn't really offer anything new. I was impressed by the single-player campaign in Battlefield Hardline. I was like, wow, that was actually interesting. And that's single-player for Battlefield. Battlefield's never been interesting in single-player. Well, maybe with Bad Company, but certainly not with the main franchise. But Hardline, what they showed for the single-player campaign impressed me. Now, as far as the sports, everything else is concerned, nothing really interests me that much. I did like that they started out with Dragon Age Inquisition, and the combat looked very similar to Origins. So if you preferred the combat in Origins over Dragon Age 2, you won't be disappointed. Otherwise, EA Sports. Once again, quoting Scottish Warrior 92 because he is awesome, and I loved his 2012 E3 rant against EA. It was amazing. It was so much fun to watch. And that leads me to the end of my review of the press conferences. Sony did good for what it was doing. I like that Sony didn't waste time in the middle like they did at E3. E3, EA, I felt was like, okay, it's typical EA. They spent a lot of time on franchises we're familiar with. And Microsoft brought in the AAA. So, there you go. I don't think there was a bad conference in any of them, but, they're just, but nothing, I don't think anything overall overwhelmingly amazing. Except for PT. So yeah, that's all I've got to say. So that's my review of Gamescom. Talk to you later.